Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. Today, we are going to try and wrap up the All-22, the preseason Week 3 game against the Ravens. Okay, we got pretty deep. I think we're in the fourth quarter. We do not have the down and distance or the description information with this. We're just going through talking Buck stuff and looking at some game film. If we see anything interesting that pops out, we bring it to our attention. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what we can see on this All-22. If anything interesting pops up. So far, poor Kyle Trask has had to play just about this whole game. A lot of these guys here are not even with the team anymore. We did cut downs Tuesday, and some of these guys are not there anymore. These are our second string offensive linemen, basically. I don't think we have any third string offensive linemen. We ended up keeping 9 offensive linemen. We kept Leverett, we kept School, we kept Walton, Stinney, and I'm not sure who that is, 68 there. What's up, Danny? Clap back at you. 82 with these mean blocks. 82 and 87 both have great blocks. Wham! Look at that. He puts a good shoulder in this guy. But, I mean, they're fierce with their blocks at contact, but they're not getting control of their guys. You know, they're just hitting them. And then a lot of times their guys are bouncing off of them and then coming around and making a tackle. But look at this. This is a huge hole here. Now, he's got this running back. He needs to miss that guy. He needs to make that guy miss. You know, he had the option. He could have run this way. He's going to run this way. And there ain't no making that guy miss, is there? Not bad. Picked up a little bit of yardage. Can't be too upset about it. Anything over 3 yards is good. What's up, Al? Bonjour. Et s'il vous plaît. I do not know French. The French Napoleon. That's about all I know about France. And the French Revolution. Everybody getting their heads chopped off. Boom. It was a nice little run. Would have been nice to see him do something with that nice hole. He gets through. That's a nice little gap. Oui, oui. Not exactly sure why he takes this angle here. Kind of runs right into this guy. Seems like he would have wanted to try and go up that way, but hey, what do I know? And decent block in here. Again, you know, Ravens third string guys. Would have nice to have seen 28 doing something there instead of just standing there. He's just standing here. What's up, Antonio? Go Bucks. Yes, sir. I think we are all very optimistic about this team after seeing the Week 3 preseason game. I saw a poll where they asked the Buck fans what we thought the win-loss ratio was going to be for the Buccaneers. The vast majority of people said between 8 and 12. I think 8 wins was the highest rated one. And then we got our super fan in here, MK. He thinks we're going to do, what did he say, Al, 10 or 12? I think he said 10 and 7. So 12 is just a little too biased. Yeah. You say 12, you're expecting a lot of other teams to have plane wrecks. Boom. That's a nice squeeze there, man. I mean, there's no hole there. There is nothing there. He squeezed right in there. Man. That's like a baby coming out of the birth canal. Whoop. Oh, there's this guy. Is that, 68. That's how I couldn't identify him. He's not with the team anymore. As a matter of fact, somebody just picked him up. I want to say we cut him. We're probably going to try and get him on our practice squad, and I think somebody else grabbed him. I can't remember if I talked about it yesterday, but we got Patrick Laird and O'Connor. We put them on the practice squad. So they were the last two. I don't know what's going on here. I see a lot of guys missing their blocks. 84. He gets a little shoulder into the guy, but again, I'm seeing it with the tight ends. I don't know if it's the way they're telling them to block or if it's just these new guys. They're just using a shoulder. So, I mean, see how he's just sticking his arm out. They're not controlling their guys. They're not trying to. Put your hands on them. 82 just had a great block earlier, but again, it was just the shoulder into the guy. He hit him with bad intent, though. You like to see that. Then 77, School, he misses his second level block here. I don't know what he's doing. Stinny fighting over here. Eagles, Bills, 49ers are going to sweep us. So basically 12 wins means we have to win 12 out of 14 games. Eagles, Bills, 49ers. Yeah, I can't see us winning any of them. Maybe the Eagles. I don't know. The Bills and 49ers, it'd take a miracle for us to beat those guys. That was a bad snap. Is that Leverett? Oh, no, that's that Nice guy. He just rolls it. He's bowling. Bowling. This has been like the fourth run in a row. What's up, okay? We were just talking about you. Saying that you were saying we were going to get 10 wins. There was a poll I just saw with Buccaneer fans, and they're asking what everybody thought the record was going to be. The vast majority of people said 8 wins. But there were people that said as high as 12. Not that many. But between 8 and 12 was where the vast majority of people were at. But I think 8 wins was the highest one. What am I missing there? Somebody got beat on their block. They're having a hard time with his 60. No, 51. He couldn't get off. Stinney couldn't get off that block to try and get 51. He's trying. So he's looking at 51 there. But not happening. Not happening. Ten and 6. Oh, man. Let me go back and see what we missed downfield. They're just rushing 4. There's nothing open downfield. Those are some developing routes, and he did not have time for anything. Right here is when the routes stop. Look at that. They're all at the goal line. He didn't even have a check down underneath. On this play, these offensive linemen 100% had the block, and they failed. Stinney was bad in the preseason. Leverett was shockingly bad as well. Hainsey had some ugly plays, but I think he did good overall. Yeah, I think he showed up in third preseason game, I thought, when it mattered. Mock didn't have a good preseason, but that was expected. Yeah, I wouldn't say he had a terrible preseason. You could tell he's learning. And I think when he gets, some of his technique was bad. His handoffs were a little wonky. But I think once he gets a little bit of confidence, a couple games in him, he'll be all right. I really want to see that aggressiveness come out in him now. I didn't see much of it at all. Who was this? Is that Leverett again? All right. He passes here, boom, to nobody. Nobody's ready. And then he has to get off and try and get 93, and he does not do it. He's still trying to hold 60. He's doing the airplane. This is like the absolute worst thing you can do as an offensive lineman. You can't block anybody like that. So this was just a mess. That's that Nice guy. He gets beat. Oh, well, no, 60 bumps into him. He should be looking for work, and he should have seen this coming around and popped over here. He ended up blocking nobody. That's Stinney. Come on, Stinney. Yeah, I did feel like Stinney and Leverett both took a step back. But, they're learning new offense as well, so maybe that's part of it. Leverett at center, though, yeesh, that was bad. And we do not really have much of a backup behind him. Let me go back and look at this. Now, are we playing our normal special teams here? We've got Stinney. That's Walton, right? 73. There's Leverett, Triner, one tight end. Yeah, it looks like these are going to be our regular kick guys, extra point guys. That's a whole new crew from what we've had for the past, 4 years? Touchdowns and interceptions. Baker, 25 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. That'd be sweet. I'm much more confident in Baker. The preseason games really helped me with him. I watched some film of him previously with the Rams and Carolina, and a couple games the Browns. Good, man, he just had an open path. Did he not get touched until he was 20 yards down the field? But Mayfield really calmed my nerves because looking at film of him, he was just not. Yeah, he didn't get touched until 20 yards down the field. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. And 16 comes over and gets okay. Remind me to get back to the Mayfield subject. What happens here? Boom. Who is this? He just gets taken out of the play by this big boy. That's a big boy. Good grief. 63? Oof. And then 53 gets blocked up. Gets bear hugged over there. They having a little bit of a bromance. 51 puts a shoulder in. You got to bounce off that. Nope. So that's what happened. They just blocked us up great. This guy's 63. He's a bear. Bam, bam. And blocked him up all the way down. Don't want to see that. But Baker Mayfield, I was really impressed with what I saw of him because on the game film I was watching, His mechanics were not good. His accuracy was, it was fair, but it wasn't great. His decision making was pretty bad. So I'm thinking, man, we got a guy that's another Jameis Winston, basically. But in these preseason games, I think he's done very well. He seems to be very comfortable with these bootlegs and the running outside the pocket. That was nice. They both stayed on the running back here. It was Cam Gill. So the preseason does make me feel a lot better. And then the way we came out against the Ravens, that was nice. What's up, Nate? Love. I hope you're right, Love. With Cansey, unfortunately, didn't get to see a whole lot of him in preseason, so don't have anything to evaluate him on. But the Buccaneers coaching staff seem to be high on it. Man, this 69 is a monster. I like him. Look at it. He lays, who is this? 51. He lays 51 out. Is that J.J. Russell? I think it is. Oh, man, 38. Dang, this 69 is hitting everybody. Then he goes up. 38 pushes him. Okay. I thought he hit 38. Oh, that's 69. Okay, I thought 63. Was it 69? Who are we looking at here? Oh, 69. Man. Okay. I like 63 and 69. How about that? See if they're on the waiver wire anywhere. Man, I thought it looked like 93 was going to do something here. He came through. He had the gap. That would have been sweet, but he hesitated. He had it. I think he was worried about 69 clobbering him. All right. They're getting angry with us on the runs, aren't they? Let me see. I'm falling behind on the chat here. I get to talking about Baker Mayfield. But yeah, I think Baker Mayfield looked very, very good, very smooth. He was making good decisions. Looks like we've kind of worked our offense to suit his skill set. Didn't have stamps for 20. Yeah. If Leverett was just evaluated on this preseason, he would have been cut. Yeah, especially when he was playing center. That was some bad stuff. Yes, okay. If the Bucs make it to the NFC Championship, we will definitely get you. We'll give you a banner or something because you had the faith from the beginning. All right. I didn't. I missed the sideline. Here we go. I wish I could say 10-6. I like to be optimistic. Why are we playing so far off the ball? What is this? When you're going to play like this, of course they're going to throw it. Quick stop. Boom. And then no tackling. There's 16 there. Come on, 16. All right, let's see. What does our defense do? Somebody get something. No. That was a quick throw. You'd like to see somebody in the middle come through. This throws me all the time. 58, that's Shaq Barrett's old number. He's number 7 now. And this is at Watts, right? Undrafted free agent that we kept. He played good in this preseason. But it confuses me seeing him all the time. I keep thinking it's Shaq Barrett because that's been his number for 4 years. A Gedeke jersey. That's funny. I would literally freak out if I saw somebody wearing a Gedeke jersey. You'd have to give him a high five. There's no doubt about that. I like seeing the offensive lineman jerseys or the unknown player jerseys. You know, that's always neat. Man, come on, guys. What are you doing back here? What's going on? They fell for the play action? Yep. Yeah, 51. Definitely did. 53. Looks like he did until right here, and then he went, oh, crap. He's got the ball. 15 comes up and saves the day. Kind of. What is this? He's not even tackling. He puts a shoulder in the guy like he's a tight end blocking here. And then 16, of course, doing nothing. He just got in everybody's way. Gedeke jersey. That's hilarious. Oh, man, he dropped that ball. It went right in his gut. And then, it hits him in the chest. We'll see it from another angle. Go back. That was a brave pass there, Cotton. 16. Didn't do a thing there. I guess he got in the way. I think that's his shtick. That's 16 shtick. I just get in the way. Looks like his hand might have got on that. He stuck his hand up in there. Can't tell. So I'll give him a bat down for that. Okay. I'm falling way behind on the chat. There's like a 10-second delay on this stuff anyhow, so. Man. Way behind. Preseason is too hard to judge Baker. Baker's in tunneling in a single wide receiver. Yeah, that's what I saw a lot too on his game film. You know, he's definitely a progressions guy, but it seemed like he would just, go kind of like how James Winston would do. You know, just one or two guys, and that was it. And he knew beforehand who he was going to throw to, it seemed like. Yes, and the forcing the passes, he definitely did that. If he felt panicked or desperate in any way, yeah, he'd just throw the ball up. You can do that with Mike Evans a little bit more than you can most receivers. Dang. How did this happen? Look at all these guys over here. Boom, and he goes inside. Ah, man. And again, 16, doing nothing. He didn't even get in anybody's way that time. Here he is. And he just, stand right here, buddies. Isaac. Yeah, I hope he doesn't do that with the Bucs too. Yeah, I gotta love the tosses, Nate. The tosses and sweeps. Yeah, it's starting to come back into the NFL a little bit more. Tosses and sweeps kind of disappeared there for a while, but I'm seeing them coming back quite a bit. A creamsicle David jersey? Yeah, I've got to get me a creamsicle jersey too. But I've got a David jersey. I've got an Evans jersey. I've got so many jerseys. I need a Vita Vea jersey and a Shaq Barrett jersey. I'm worried if I got a Vita Vea jersey, I'd look like a big orange with the number 50 on there. But I don't think I have I don't have a Shaq Barrett jersey. Man, why do I not have a Shaq Barrett jersey? But yeah, Levante David, he's the last one that's played in the creamsicle jerseys. He did it in 2010, 2011, 2010, I think it was. His first year, his rookie year. 67 likes for Gedeke's number. Yeah, home red Vita jersey, man. I love the red jerseys are my favorites. Same with Molly. She likes the creamsicle a lot more than I do. Oh, man, that's nice. That is nice. Oh, you should have caught that 28. Oh, you had 2 chances. That was a nice pass. Kind of a dumb decision. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if that's a nice pass or not. I mean, right there, he's got some separation. That cornerback closes that. That was a dangerous pass. Huh. That wide receiver had 2 chances to catch that ball. Yes. Freeman and Schiano back in the day, man. No, actually, I think it was it Raheem Morris, or was it Schiano? Huh. Anyhow, Levante David, yeah, that would be a good tribute to him. Get a creamsicle jersey for Levante David. He's great. It's going to be so sad when oh man, look at 84. He's having a rough time. Oh my gosh. He's staying with it though. He stayed with it. And 56 came in and just bent him like a bow. Whoa. Man, 28. Johnson. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Al, I couldn't be a Bucks fan if they were still a creamsicle. Oh, I remember this play. I made this one of the thumbnail pictures. Like I said, I was a player fan, and I was a big fan of Hardy Nickerson. And when he came to the Buccaneers from Pittsburgh, I was like, man, I just can't root for him anymore because, one, the Buccaneers suck. All my life they had been the bottom of the league. And I just couldn't stand those uniforms or the logo, that the pirate winking at you. And I was just like, I can't do it. And then they changed it to the red. Red's my favorite color. And the skull and the flag, I was like, yes. But now, I can handle the creamsicle. Once a year would be good. I like our pewter alternate uniform. I'm trying to see what happened here with the blocking. I get to talking and I forget to look. I forget what I'm looking for. 84 comes up. Okay, now he blocks. He does good. See, he gets his hand, controlling the guy. He's not just putting a shoulder into him. All right, we're doing good. We're doing good blocking here. 76 comes out. Nice. Everybody. I think 25, is that Laird? He's surprised. He was like, oh, crap. I've got a hole as big as a subway here. And then he sticks his foot right in this dude's face. Wha-bam! Bucko Bruce, yeah. Yeah, I've got a creamsicle hat with Bucko Bruce on it. That's the only orange I've got. Molly might have a creamsicle jersey. I can't remember. Sapp and Favre. Yes, man, those were some great battles. I kind of miss that division. But we were the redheaded stepchild in that division, even with Detroit there. You know, those teams have been playing against each other for 100 years, and we come along. That was good to see. He didn't have nobody anywhere. All that work for what, a yard? Oh, Packers were your older brother's team, man. Yeah, I've got a cousin. She's a big Packers fan. And she was so excited about Brett Favre leaving. For like the last 2 years, she was just complaining about him all the time. She was like, you know, I can't stand Brett Favre. He's blah, 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 blah. I can't wait for him to leave. And I was like, you know, you're going to regret that after he's gone, because those type of quarterbacks don't come around often. And I'll be damned if Aaron Rodgers didn't turn out to be better than Brett Favre, I think. And I was like, you are so lucky. So all of her life, she's had good quarterback. So this year is going to be interesting to see how Love performs. That's how a lot of people with the Patriots, you know, they were kind of shocked after Brady left that, oh, crap, it's kind of hard to find a good quarterback. Because a lot of those people, that's all they'd ever known was Brady, Belichick, and championships. Oh, man. I tell you what, our defense back then was a thing to behold. I used to love going out to the bars and talking with people, and especially, man, we're creating some big holes. I mean, any running back would love that. But again, third string defenders there. You would have not liked to have seen him kind of make 18 miss a little bit better there. But going out and talking with people at the bars about our defense, and especially when they had to play us that week or the week after they played us, or they were playing us the next week, they were the saddest people in the world because they just knew they were going to have so many injuries on their team. Just our defense was so tough. And it was more fun watching our defense than it was watching our offense. When the offense came out on the field, that's when you turn around and talk to everybody. But when the defense got out there, you were all eyes glued to the screen, man, because they made more plays than the offense did. Yeah, that was good stuff, man. Good stuff. I know, Nate. That's how I felt. I was like, what are you talking about complaining about Brett Favre? You just don't realize what you got. I thought she was spoiled. So you're just spoiled on good quarterback play or having a decent quarterback. Yes. Nate, jacked up. I missed that. Yes, with Lynch and Brooks. Yeah, especially Lynch. Mr. Friendly Fire. I used to call him Brick Wall because you never made it. Once you made contact with John Lynch, once he made contact with you, that's as far as you went. And you didn't gain another yard with him. And I remember the year before we let him go to Denver, he got hit. Running back was running, and Lynch went to tackle him, and the running back pushed him back, like 2 or 3 yards. Lynch actually fell backwards. The running back, whenever talking, it's the first time I'd ever seen that. I'm sure it happened more than once, but that's when I went, oh no, John Lynch is losing his step. And then we got rid of him. I was so sad about that. But yeah, I miss those shows like Jacked Up. It's a shame that football has turned into this, trying to take the physicality out of it. Looks like both teams are basically just running it now. Taking the toxic masculinity away from the sports, Me and Molly did a podcast on CTE. I don't know if any of y'all ever watched it or listened to it. Merrill Hodge, he used to be a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. and the Chicago Bears. He also had that show on ESPN with Ron Jaworski where they broke down game film. It's one of the only shows that was like that back in the day. But he wrote a book called Brainwashed, and it was about the CTE in the NFL. Great book, man. I highly recommend reading it. You get really good understanding of what's going on with the medical community and CTE and the NFL and lawyers and all that good stuff. He's out here all by himself. You did not get out there quick enough, did you? Yeah, so they don't even show hard hits anymore. And they're starting to get to where they're not showing injuries. I've noticed over the past couple of years, I've actually got a list of them. But used to, if a player got hurt, they would re-show it from all different angles. You know, somebody broke their leg or popped their knee or something. They'd show it from every different angle they could find. Now you're lucky if they even show it at all. I've got quite a few instances written down where somebody's been injured and they don't replay it. It's kind of like with Wolford's injury. You know, they replayed it one time, I think, but it was from a wonky angle and then never replayed it again. And then we looked at it on the All-22 and you really couldn't see anything. He just kind of looked like he got hit in the head by that guy's shoulder and then maybe on the ground. Man, why can't you block this dude? You got one job. You've got one job. Look out. There is nobody even close. This is the only guy down here. Did he fair catch that? No. Look at all this room. Man, that's sad. Laura in the kitchen? What's that? Yes, the fights. Yes. Oh, and also when people run on the field, you know, they do the streaking or just run out there to be a nuisance. They don't show that either anymore. They stopped doing that, I think, in the early 2000s because they don't want to encourage people to do it. It's like they forget that this is entertainment, you know? I mean, I want to see it. It's like NASCAR. I don't care what anybody says. I grew up on NASCAR. I used to work in the pits. Been to a lot of the, man. It's got to be just this defense is just this bad because we are just opening up monster holes. Look at this. This guy has nobody to block. He has to go look for somebody, 84. There's a nice cut there. A little hop. But NASCAR, I don't care what anybody says. You know, I'm an amateur mechanic. And I know mechanics. I know you like to watch NASCAR. You know, interested in all the mechanics behind NASCAR and all that good stuff. But it don't matter. It's the wrecks. It's the wrecks. It'll always be the wrecks. You know, that's what everybody watches NASCAR for. And they've kind of tried to take the wrecks out of it. And NASCAR viewership has just gone down. Ooh, that was horrible. 84. These two. 84 comes across. Oh, he runs into 76. Look at this. 84 just runs right into him, knocks him off at 93, and 93 makes a tackle. That's a tackle for a loss, too. Bam. Oh. This is the kind of crap we did all year last year because we had these new guys trying to do this mess, you know? And that's all that is. It's just guys that haven't played together. He just ran right back, right into the tackle. Yeah, Tua. That was another one. How did he get so wide open out there? Ah, his guy in coverage got juked out by 43. Look, he's following him. That's pretty neat. I like that. 57's following 43. 43 turns and runs this way. 57's like, oh, crap. So he's wide open. That's a nice play. I like that. Yeah, I don't get them showing the fight, not showing the fights either. But I'm telling you, I really think they're trying to make the NFL a sterilized version of chess. They want it to be all fantasy football and betting and strategy. Is Tua fragile? You know who I really like? Speaking of Tua, is that coach, Mike McDaniel. I really like him. I like him as a coach, and he's funny. I mean, he's just seems like a really down-to-earth dude that's like a football savant or something. I actually watched a video when he became the ball boy for Denver, I think it was. And they showed him, I think he was like 18 or 19. I didn't even recognize him. He was wearing earrings, his head was shaved. He was wearing like a tank top. He looked like such a Chad. And he was quite muscular too. But I like Mike McDaniels. I think he's going to do a lot of good stuff with Miami. Man, see how Trash just is not. He's so uncomfortable going outside the pocket. He doesn't even go outside the pocket here, and he's supposed to. But he just goes up back here, turns a little bit, and then plants his feet and throws it with a guy right in his face. To a covered guy. I mean, there's nobody for him to throw to out here. He's just chunking it. And the guy caught it. That was great coverage by 33 or 31. I think it was 30. That was a great coverage. But shit happens. They don't show the fights in baseball anymore either? Okay. If there's a fight on Sunday, you have to find it on Twitter. I know. It's so annoying. You think Tua's going to retire? I like Tua. You think because of health reasons, kind of like Andrew Luck? Yeah, nobody's buying Trask on any sort of option or nothing. Yeah, he's not. He's a pocket passer. That was a nice wheel route. He did a good job losing his defender. Yes, Baker Mayfield. You think he's going to need to be tough this year? You think he's going to take a lot of hits? This is another low snap. That is a bowling ball. That's the second one. That's that Nice guy that we let go and somebody else picked him up. I'm going to say I'm not sad that we let him go. Do you think that Baker Mayfield's going to try too hard? He's going to take hits downfield instead of running out of bounds and stuff like that? I worry about that. I really feel like he's got something to prove, although I did feel in preseason he was much calmer than I expected, especially seeing as how he was fighting for the job. And I'm hoping that he remains calm. Look at this. Oh, 81. Right in the breadbasket. You can't get better than that. Looks like 17 might have got his arm. Looks like 17 grabbed his arm right there. Oh, no. He did hit his arm, but his 17's arm came off. But 17 did a good job of making that difficult. 81 should have had that ball, though. Trask is throwing some dangerous passes. Josh Jones. Oh, he's going to be forced to retire. Wouldn't that be something? They start forcing people to retire. One thing I don't like, and I really want to look into this. It's hard to find information on this kind of crap. But they've got these, pretty much anybody can get a player pulled off the field. One of your own teammates, the team doctors, the coaches, they can all say, hey, I saw this guy get concussed. He was wobbly. And that immediately pulls him off the field for at least a play. Well, they've also got up in the booths, they've got these medical people. I'm not even sure if they're doctors, but these medical people that can pull people off the field. And it's all this gambling stuff. And it's going to happen one time where one of these guys is going to say, oh, I saw this guy walking funny after a hit, so I called to have him pulled off the field. And we're going to come to find out, no, he had money bet on this game, and he pulled one of their star players. It's going to happen. And I don't know what safeguards they have in place for this mess. It's kind of like the referees. Me and Molly talk about it all the time on the podcast. What safeguards are there in place against the referees? No way you let this guy get open. No way, no way. How did that happen? How did that happen? Oh, you got confused as to where you were going, 15. That's embarrassing. But yeah, the refs, what? Ooh, 95. Coming through there like a beast. Nobody stopping 95. Let's watch this. He's like, I'm just going to come up here. Whoa. But what is it? What are the safeguards in place for these referees to not be throwing games for gambling and, having family members gamble for them or whatever? What do we have in place for that? How do we check for that? How do we make sure that's not happening? Typical. Quick out. He knew where he was going right away. Yeah, you got your linebacker there playing inside. You're going to take that out all day. Quick out. It bothers me. Yeah, I think concussions are why Marpet retired too. At least the threat of them is scary. He comes from a family that's they're very artistic. I think his mom was in a band or an artist, a painter or something like that. Very artistic family. Their whole family is. He was kind of the black sheep. But he never seemed to be fully on board with the whole aggressiveness that football requires. And he was great. He was a great offensive lineman. Don't get me wrong. But he didn't seem to really enjoy it. And I think you kind of have to with this. You got to enjoy the sport or you got to enjoy the pain. 62. He's doing a little something there. Just getting by 69. Push and a hook. Yeah. 12 had to throw this one. Yeah. We'll see how that works out for him, blitzing a lot. You said you think you're afraid teams are going to blitz us a lot and test our line. Mayfield's going to have to feel the pocket and get the ball out quick. He does have a problem, what I've seen on film, is feeling phantom pressure. He's real quick to leave the pocket, kind of like how Jameis Winston was. There was a lot of similarities between him and Jameis Winston that I saw. But I think with this offense we're running, we've got so much misdirection in this offense, and we've seen it work a lot in the preseason that, the linebackers and stuff get confused. They come blitzing in and they end up going after the runner, and Baker Mayfield's 15 yards on the other side of the field running a boot, throwing it to a tight end, streaking across the field. It's going to be interesting to see how Dave Canales handles the blitzing, because, he's getting a lot of it in practice. Todd Bowles blitzes everything from every different angle. He just slips and falls here. Oh, that's 48. I thought it was 49. I thought that was Cam Gibb. It's not. Who is that? Yeah. The concussion observer guy. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, what? Oh, man, 48 got around here. This guy didn't even lay a hand on him. That was just right away. Zip. Does he get him? No. That's some Tryon stuff right there. Tryon did that so much last year. Does he have nobody else downfield? He got nobody. We locked that down. Yeah, I like this scheme a lot too. It's definitely something new for me to watch and learn. Todd Bowles' defense was a lot to take in. I mean, hell, I'm telling you, I'd say 30% of the time, I sit here and I stare at the defense after the ball is snapped, and I have to really chart it out, going, what in the world are they doing? Sometimes I can't figure it out at all. But Todd Bowles has he plays everything. I don't think there's a defense that he doesn't put on the field every single game. We do everything at least once. Man, this guy just watches the ball go right past him. Huh. So it was a lot to learn with Todd Bowles' defense because, like I said, he does everything. He plays every different type of coverage. He blitzes. Everybody blitzes at least once. You just never know what you're going to get with Todd Bowles. But a lot of times I do feel like he pulls plays out of a hat, which strategically is not a bad idea, just so that you don't show tendencies. But sometimes I'm like, why in the world would he run this play, this defense, on this down and distance or against that formation or something? It just doesn't make any sense. Like it'll be a 3rd and 2 and he'll play, cover 3 with guys dropping back 10 yards underneath. You're like, what sense does that make? It just feels like a lot of times he pulls plays out of the hat. Man, you looked good there for a second here, 30. Boom, nice push. If you would have got that hook, needed to get that hook right there. He should have hooked. Then he slips. Combination slip, and this guy pushing him. You could have been a contender. Yeah, we don't have a tight end that can block like that. Not like Gronk. No. Gronk was just so big and strong. I'd say technically his blocks weren't the best in the world. Ooh, man. We clobbered him. Did he have nobody downfield? Technically, Gronk's blocking was not the best in the world. I've seen better blockers technique-wise, but he was just so big, and he would just get in your way, if nothing else. I mean, even if he got beat on the block by a stronger guy or whatever, which didn't happen often, just the guy having to move Gronk's body out of the way was enough for the block to work. We don't have anybody like that. That's one thing you could definitely see was lacking last year. Cameron Brate was never a good blocker. Oh, man. He's lucky he survived this hit. 48 was just whooping up on 63 this game. And I like 63. He's just too big. He can't stop them outside speed rushes there. Bam. They just clobber him. Oh, hey, look. It's O'Connor. Oh. Nice. Yeah, Gronk was just such a freak of nature, not to diminish his abilities, skill. All right, we got some reaction back here. I always look at these guys. We've had a couple of good ones here. A lot of them will do backflips, poses. That guy did something. We'll be able to see it from the end zone angle better. It's 83. Oh, that's Tompkins. He does a little pose. Oh, he does a backflip. He's going to do a backflip. Yes. All right. Yes. My favorite play in sports, man, for the Buccaneers is victory formation. Yeah, so tight ends, I don't think they're going to be as blocking as because in Arians' offense, they just blocked all the dang time. It was like if they were on the field, they were blocking, it seemed like. But I think from what we've seen in this offense, they're not going to be blocking as much. It looks like it's going to be about 50-50. We've got a couple guys that, they're putting some good strength and power into their blocks, but their technique's not very good. They have to work on that. Gronk, the best tight end? Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's anybody that's close to him. Kelsey's probably a better route runner, but I think he's able to get open with Mahomes running outside the pocket. Those two work together very well with that. Very well. Yeah, Kyle Rudolph last year, big disappointment. He, just seemed like he just didn't have it. Like immediately when he got on the field, you could see he was slow. He was getting pushed out of the way. Just seemed like he didn't have any gas in the tank left. Yeah, definitely completely fell off. That's how I felt. I'm sure the coaches saw the same thing. He tried. He wasn't out there just collecting a paycheck. He was out there trying, but he was just getting whooped. Yeah, he was super old. Yeah, it was weird how they kept him. Kept him on the roster. I don't know what that was all about. I think we did not want to run the rookie tight ends like we did, Cade Otton and O'Keefe and those guys. I think we really wanted that veteran, a blocker. We wanted the veteran guys. Cameron Brate, like I said, was never a good blocker. But we wanted somebody that with some veteran know-how in that room. And maybe that's why we kept Rudolph to trying to help Kate Otten and those guys learn a little bit in the room. But I couldn't understand what we were doing with him either. After the first few weeks, I was like, yeah, he doesn't have it anymore. Oh, gosh, we had so many injuries. It was dumb. It was dumb. Everybody was getting injured like every week, it seemed like. We started off with the Jensen injury and then the Stinney injury just in preseason. You're like, what? And then it seemed like every week we had somebody get hurt. Donovan Smith hurt his arm. And the Shaq Barrett injury was the one that really got me. I was like, are you serious? We've had to deal with Vita Vea getting injured just about every year. Shaq has been strong. Hadn't really got hit with the injury bug, and then bam, out for the season. It's kind of like when Godwin got hurt with that knee shot, which I think that was a dirty shot. I really do. Me and Molly have talked about this on the podcast. I've gone back and looked at it. They tried to do the same thing to Gronk in that game. They were tackling at the knee. The way he tackled Godwin, he braced. I can't remember who it was on the Saints, but he braced on the ground with his knee to hit Godwin in the knee. I think it was a very cheap shot, very, very cheap. It's one of those things that I thought there should have been more of an uproar about. And like I said, they tried to do it to Gronk a couple times during that game. But yeah, injuries really hurt us last year, and all the off-the-field stuff, the personal issues. It was such a shame because after 2021, we really should have won that game against the Rams. I thought for sure we were going back to the Super Bowl. We had our team. I think our team was better than the Super Bowl year. And, that Rams game just fell apart right there at the last second. It was a great comeback. I was saying to Molly, we were both just on pins and needles. I said, this is either going to be the greatest game in Buccaneer history or the worst game in Buccaneer history. It didn't turn out to be the greatest. And then, we came back. It was exciting to hear, he retired and then he came back and then Bruce Arians retired and everybody was like, what? And then the team just went all the way around. Nobody gives the defense crap for last year, but they took a step back. The playoffs against Dallas, they just chewed our defense up. The offense couldn't score all year long, but the defense didn't do a good job keeping people from scoring. Yeah, I don't think we played a game last year where we had our original starters on the field. It's like we had so many injuries last year, just all year long. It's like every game seemed like there was an injury. Yeah, Julio was a total disappointment. I was so excited about getting him. You don't know. I've been a big Julio Jones fan. Watching him on tape. Big thing I really loved about Julio Jones was his blocking ability. He's a master blocker. That guy, he was the best wide receiver blocker in the NFL, bar none. He would decleat guys. He used to decleat our guys. I've seen him decleat Levante David, which that's extremely hard to do. I've seen Julio Jones do it. Julio Jones loved contact. He was just a big physical wide receiver, but we just didn't get it. We did not get that with him last year. He seemed to be a shadow of himself too. Yeah. Julio Jones was a whiff last year. Rudolph was a whiff. Who was that defensive tackle we got from Chicago? He was a whiff. Who else? Yeah, it seems like our free agent veterans last year just did not pan out. Akeem Hicks, yes. Yeah, Akeem Hicks got hurt, didn't come back till mid-season. Logan Ryan, yep. Oh, that game one versus Dallas. I thought for sure we were Super Bowl bound after that game. Because we just stomped them. Our running game was killing it. Then we end up with the worst running attack in the NFL at the end of the year. I need a creamsicle Julio jersey. That's funny. Yeah, the first, it's hard to remember back, but the first 4 or 5 games of the season last year, we looked good. We were playing well, especially that Dallas game. It was like, whoa, we are back, baby. And then it just all went, it seemed like right after Devin White won Defensive Player of the Month in September, we really stank the joint up. I think we played Kansas City and just got stomped. And then it was just downhill from there. Devin White started playing bad. Everybody just, the wide receivers were dropping the balls. We couldn't block anybody. Our runners were getting stopped in the backfield. Even Tom Brady was making, poor throws. Just things went south. It was sad. There's no way I'm going to get a creamsicle Julio jersey. No way. I don't have a Shaq Barrett jersey. I got to get a Shaq Barrett jersey. Shaq Barrett and a Vita Vea. What do y'all have? Who's your favorite jersey that you own? My favorite jersey is Mike Allstott. I got a Mike Allstott jersey. It was the first Buccaneer jersey I got. And it was extremely hard to get. It was back before the internet. And I was living up in Virginia, so they didn't have any Tampa Bay stuff. And it was very hard. I ended up getting a triple extra large. I mean, it's like a tent on me. But back then, I was a little bit bigger back then. It fit a little bit better. I wasn't extra large. But that's my favorite Buccaneers jersey, just because, one, it's Allstott. Two, it was my first one. A creamsicle Antonio Brown jersey. Oh, that guy! What a jerk! There's an arrest warrant out for him again for not paying child support this time. I think this is the second time he's had a warrant out for not paying child support. That guy is such a jerk. He's also being sued by it's not the Arena League. It's, he bought one of these weird football teams and he didn't pay anybody. He's such a jerk, man. Never had a jersey, Nate? Yeah, Allstott jersey is a huge flex. I like to break that out every now and then. I've got an Allstott jersey. I got a John Lynch jersey. I got a Derek Brooks jersey. I think I've got a Simeon Rice jersey. I don't have a Warren Sapp jersey. I do have that statue right here. That's Warren Sapp. Matter of fact, I'll get it. This is I forget the name. It's one of those name brand things. But that's my Warren Sapp memorabilia. Yeah, I've got a lot of jerseys. I've got too many. I actually laid them out on the bed, took a picture a couple years ago. I was going to post it on Twitter, but then I ended up buying 2 more jerseys, and I need to put them in with the picture. So I think I probably got 20, somewhere in that area. The Albany Empire, yes, that's what Antonio Brown owns. The Albany Empire. What a jerk that guy is, man. Okay, we all need to buy creamsicle jerseys. Who said they were going to get the Levante David one? man. It's like impossible to go back and find. That's Nate. Nate, you wanted a creamsicle Levante David one. Oh, one piece of memorabilia that I want but don't have. Probably something signed by Tom Brady. Like a Super Bowl trophy replica, or even a football would probably work. But yeah, a Tom Brady signature. I don't have a Tom Brady signature or anything. I've got Warwick Dunn. I've got Mike Allstott. I've got JPP, Ali Marpet. Well, I think I got quite a few of the guys from the 2018 team. But I'd like to get something Tom Brady's signed that I could mount somewhere. Yeah, a creamsicle Brady jersey would definitely sell. Ah, man. You guys are too much. The Bucs signed by him. Oh gosh, it would be sweet. Yeah, to actually have a football that Tom Brady touched, other than to sign, that he actually threw. A ball signed by the 0-2 defense. Yes. I've got a football signed by Hold on one second. Shelton Quarles. I got a football signed by Shelton Quarles. That's as close as I got. I should probably get the rest of the team to sign it, huh? That would be nice. What up, Jim? You think you might have got the job, huh? Jim, weren't you saying yesterday that your boss was a Minnesota fan? I know somebody said that right as soon as the chat closed. Yeah. What job did you interview for? Something with the Buccaneers? That'd be cool. Sweet. Hey, who here does not play fantasy football? I figured I'd ask that question because I imagine most people do play fantasy football. Oh, also, did y'all hear that Todd Bowles announced that they're not voting for team captains at all? They're just going to do like a thing by a committee. I don't even understand what he's talking about. But it's just weird that they're not voting for team captains. You just started fantasy football? You gonna pick up any Buccaneers in your draft? Yeah, I've been playing fantasy football for about 20 years now. Yeah, the captain thing is very weird. Oh, Nate. I'm in a money league and we have 0 spots available right now. I will keep you in mind if somebody drops out next year, though. Yeah, I don't know what is up with the captain thing. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Todd Bowles does some weird stuff. Me and Molly were talking about that earlier, how he just doesn't seem to kind of pay attention to the details or something. It's just weird. It's almost like he forgot to have him pick the captain, so he's going, well, we'll just do it by committee or something. I don't know. He didn't explain it. He doesn't do that either. He doesn't explain things. McLaughlin? Eh. They don't want to vote for Baker. Yeah, that might be true. They might not like him or something. And you got to pick your quarterback as one of the captains, right? Wouldn't that be hilarious? He's just trying to keep Baker Mayfield's feelings from getting hurt. Order selector in the freezer. Sweet. Well, good luck, Jim. I hope that works out, man. When are you going to find out? Yeah. I was thinking the same thing with Devin White. Now, he might have made some guys a little upset, or he's being a jerk or whatever, and they don't want to vote. They don't want to vote him. And Todd Bowles knows that, if you don't vote for a guy that's been captain for a while, and all of a sudden you say, nah, no thank you, that's gonna cause some disruption amongst the team. It's weird. It might be nothing though. It might just be something where Todd Bowles is like, yeah, we don't really care. It's just not that important to us. Oh, okay. So you do. You stream your kickers and your defense. Just pick up the best matchups for that week and stuff. Yeah, that's fun. I like to. One of the things I like to do is pick up my opponents, the kicker for whoever my opponent's quarterback is, because it always pisses them off. Every time their quarterback scores, you get at least 1 point. And every time they drive down the field and get in the red zone and they don't score, then you end up getting 3 or more points because they usually kick a field goal. So I do it just to piss off my opponent. Yeah, the whole Devin White thing, it does seem, the way he was talking, it seems like it's water under the bridge. And he did a good job coming out and saying, I was just being impatient and everything. He kind of put it on his shoulders, which is cool. You want to see that. He wasn't blaming other people or grousing about. I mean, the guy's making, $12 million this year. It's not chump change. He's not going to make much more. He wants to be $100 million linebacker. I don't even think there are $100 million linebackers anymore. I mean, the linebacker position is kind of like the running back position. You just don't get paid. And it's all these skill positions that are sucking up all the money. Wide receivers, the quarterbacks, defensive ends. Yeah, I do the same thing, Al. A lot of times when I draft, I won't even draft a kicker or a defensive lineman. I'll pick up a bunch of handcuffs with running backs and these. I keep a whole list. Matter of fact, I got one. My draft is this Saturday. But I keep a list of players that I want to pick up late rounds, just long shot lottery guys. And I'll pick up a whole bunch of them. I won't even pick up a kicker or a defense sometimes until like the day before the games start. I'll just grab one. Yes. Levante David, Winfield, and Baker. Who were our captains on defense last year? I think it was David and White, right? And Winfield? I can't remember. I need to keep a running list. Yeah, David's been a captain for a while. And rightfully so. He just said, man, I'll tell you, it's going to be so sad when he's gone. This might be his last year. Yeah, I think it was Devin and Levante last year. But I want to say there was somebody else, too. Shaq, maybe? Winfield? Don't know. I'm going to look that up real quick. And then I'm going to have to get off here in just a minute. And 2022. Linebacker. Levante David, Devin White, and Vita Vea. It was Vita. And on offense, it was Tom Brady and Mike Evans. Huh. Interesting. Cook from Buffalo and Gibbs, huh? The running backs, the sleepers are always fun to try and find, but running backs are so hard because, you really need to find teams that are running back friendly, and there ain't that many. Chargers seem to be pretty good. Tennessee, of course. But you get like New England Patriots. I stay away from anybody on the Patriots because they're just not consistent with anybody. They're receivers or running backs. It's like every week there's somebody on their team that's getting the ball, and it's not the same guy that was getting it last week. I'm going to try and pick up that Bijan Robinson if I can, the running back for Atlanta. And then I'm going to try to pick up Algier right behind him. Because if Robinson goes, to handcuff him, if Robinson goes down, Algier's a good running back. So that's the fantasy football. Tank Bisbee. Yeah, I was reading up on him, watched some tape on him just because of his name. The name like Tank. You gotta watch somebody that has a name like Tank. Yeah, no. Those are my handcuffs. Those are the guys that the last few rounds. I really only pay a whole lot of attention to the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. After that, I'm playing. I'm just picking up lottery tickets. Yeah, Algier's a good quarterback, and I bet he's a little upset when they drafted Robinson, because Algier did pretty decent last year, and he was probably expecting to be the starter. And then they go and they draft Robinson, but Robinson's one of those possibly once a decade running backs, so you had to pick him up if he's there. I'm talking about Atlanta, So I'm interested to see how he's going to play. I'm interested to see how Atlanta's going to be this year. I think they're going to be a kind of a tough team to beat, but it's Atlanta. It could go anyway. I don't even like talking good about Atlanta. The Panthers, I ain't worried about. New Orleans, of course, they're still They're still clinging on to being halfway decent. But it could be the exact opposite. It's football. The Panthers might be the best team in the NFC South, and all the rest of us might suck. Who knows? All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. Quentin Johnson is another sleeper, huh? Williams and Allen, is that Chargers? Yeah, Herbert is a great quarterback. I like him. He's fun. He's entertaining. Got some skill. All right, Nate. Later, man. Jim, good luck with the promotion there, buddy, the job. Yes, Mike Evans does make every quarterback look good. I mean, if he made Johnny Manziel look good enough to get drafted into the NFL, he can make any quarterback look good. That's what I'm saying. Baker Mayfield's he's definitely got that on his side. Mike Evans is going to make Baker Mayfield look better than he is. So, but hopefully Baker's going to be calm, cool, make good decisions, and just not turn the ball over. That's all we can hope for. Yeah, Mike is already injured. They said he was out there practicing today, though, right? They said he should be ready for week 1. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. It was just like a hammy quad. Okay. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm starving. I'll probably be back. Let's see, we've already gone through. We've got all 22 for the Ravens game done. I'll probably be on tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We'll find something to do. We'll talk and maybe bring up some old footage from last year or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Till next time, go Bucks.